Did you go to the open mic?
I need to go to the open
You
mic.
should go, it's cute. Very nice.
We want to go start going to the pit. But right, we went out to Subway because
The taco.
the taco place was, she was like, no, I'm looking in at 7.
Yeah, she
And I
likes
said,
that.
we were there at 6. I
First
was
to
like,
do is stand up.
She's gonna come next
Stand
time.
up, man.
That was the best.
She said, she goes, did you know that it started at 6? I said, yeah, that's open mic, and then
Do they have a lot of people participating in open mic?
We had, 5.
Yes.
Not bad.
Five's about.
For an hour.
Just gonna do stand up comedian.
he wants me to do it, and I'm like, no. He's here, he grabs it. Well, you can come over to the house and read all of life
No.
experiences.
She ain't gonna find out the way. She called
I know
it. Said, you can come here.
I know.
Give us an excuse. Okay, you wanna get started? Or don't you wanna get started? Let's get started. Let's say 6 or a couple minutes to
My phone says 6, so.
6, close enough.
All of them are off, but we're.
Let's do the minutes of the treasurer first, and then we'll go to the public comment. So, minutes. You're not gonna correct the other ones, sidewalk.
Yeah,
Yes.
we amend, where we approved it with those.
With the amendment.
When are they for that games?
I've been just called Mark, I've been playing tag with Ryan, so it's when we can get a hold of each other and get on the schedule. He's got a lot of summer already booked on sidewalks, so.
I make a motion that we approve the minutes.
Sorry.
Motion and second, all in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Rosemary, tell us all the money we have.
I'll tell you about all the money you have. Okay, so what I realized, when I'm looking at my packet is I didn't include, all of the right tabs. So the running total isn't in here. I'll get it to you for amendment, but, the total, current for our bank account, or actually for the money that we have is $164,224.06. And then, so the first page that you do see for the treasurer report is, what our budget is. It includes the items that we've approved since, the fiscal year started, and then the current spend against those. And then, we have our spend by category as well on the next page. Any questions?
I move that we accept the treasurer's report.
Motion seconded, all in favor? Aye. Anyone opposed? Okay, let's jump out there into the wild blue yonder. One, Gail, you?
Well, I'm on the agenda, so I don't know if there's any public comment before me or,
No,
okay,
no?
am I up then?
Sure, let's go ahead and use it.
Okay, so in front of you, you all have, the Summerfest, activity listing mini schedule. So I just want to highlight a few things. This year, the new items that we added was the liquors open mic, which we had one last week. It was really fun. We'll have them every Thursday night, so that's one of the listed. The family laugh fest comedy act, which I put the bios in front of you of the comedians that will be coming. It is considered family friendly, and they've been told that it needs to be family friendly, so they said, oh yeah, we can do, each one of them is gonna do it on 7 or 8 minutes, or whatever. The glow disco party, slightly changed in that we have a DJ doing it, and it's gonna be down at Twilligers this time instead of at the park. We also have an art walk for the first time. Don't have it in front of me, but I think there's 18 businesses that they're gonna house one piece, and then the majority of will be down here at the park with a art vendor next to them where they can sell their art type things, crafts. We are doing a painting in the park. There's gonna be an adult version, and this is what they're gonna be painting for the adult version. And there's also a child version for the first, so we've never had that before, so those will be on Sunday. The Lions decided to do a cornhole at Batesville Park on Sunday, and for the first time, we have a gospel group, thanks to Ed, coming at Batesville Park. So my idea for Summerfest, if you look at what we did last year for the first year and what we did this year, we're adding to it. And the only way we can grow it really is for other organizations to click in. And so organizations like the Lions Club, you know, they say, oh, we want to do that. And then we're just kind of orchestrating it, getting it on here, but it doesn't really fall on the DDA to do it. And I feel like that's the best way to grow this event at this point is to try to engage different organizations to do something they like doing. So the library had a real interest in the art because they have those mini art things up at their, and they have a lot of people doing little easel mini arts. And so they kind of clicked in, and Olivia and Sarah Danford from the library and a few of us, Kayla, really like art, so we're kind of spearheading that. The only thing that I would like to say, I guess, is I really would like the DDA. I don't know what, and I know on your agenda, you're talking about upcoming things and how you're gonna get revenue and how you're gonna do different things. I think we're good for this year. We've got all of our sponsors. Where we tend to have a little bit of an issue is we are starting to get more people noticing. And we've had just recently a Grammy nominated band. It is a New Orleans band, and they come up on a certain day. And what our job is to know they're coming and try to fix them into doing a little side trip and coming over here. And we were able to get them. So I think we are going to be able to do that this year. But I would like the DDA to maybe consider setting some money aside that if we ever get a bigger, you know, like Sadie Bass. Sadie Bass, the only reason we're getting Sadie Bass is because we know somebody that knows her. And that is really what the thing is. And she's playing at huge venues, but she's still going to come back to little Laingsburg. And like the band we had last Thursday, the only reason we got them is because the kid graduated from here and they were willing to come back to their hometown. But it would be nice to have a little bit of money aside, because when these things spring up, it's hard to get a sponsor that will cover the kind of money that we're talking to get somebody like that. So
What kind of money might that be?
if I was gonna ask, I would ask for $5,000 set aside. It wouldn't be something I would necessarily always use. But sometimes it might be less than $5,000, but that's probably what I would be looking at having set aside. And it isn't something you have to do right now, but it's something you might consider in your next budget. You know what I'm saying? Because I think we've got through with our sponsors, but we're starting to tax our businesses quite a bit. Do you know what I'm saying? Like they're basically, I mean, you can see who's sponsoring them, that on the Music in the Park thing, but we got to figure out how to get some more corporate sponsors. We got to figure out how to, you know, get some more funding coming in if we're going to build on what we got going. And I have to say, I feel like we got really good traction. I felt like Springtime Festival was really good, and pushing the music up a couple of weeks, we didn't lose any of that momentum. And the numbers that are coming through of people, even like the St. John's came up to us that runs that program up on Thursday and asked Ed about our banner. He wants Ed to make him a banner next year like our banner. So I definitely feel like we're never going to be a St. John's. We're never going to be a Lake Lansing. What we have is more of a, what Jeff would say, an intimate situation where it's friendly. Isn't that the word you use?
Yes.
It's like a friendly like you come and it feels like hometown. It's like everyone, that's what I think we have over the big venues. Is that when people come here, it's, was that the wrong one? He's still laughing at me.
You didn't plan on you using it.
You did not
Put him on the spot. That's right. This is.
be a huge venue, you know, with
Wait.
quaint venue, but the things usually like that. I'm gonna tell you, a lot of the bands that go out of here, they say stuff, and it might be because I supply candy and water and get the Skittles and the Laffy Taffy and stuff like that. But it's like, no one's ever done this stuff for me, and it's like, that's because we know that we don't pay them enough, so I gotta give them the wanting to be here kind of feel. So,
And a couple of bands have already said, click us in for next
oh
year.
yeah, they want to.
I mean, they want to come back here, so
That is not our problem. We have way too many bands that want to play here.
Yeah, we do. Have-
Everybody wants to play here, and that's not the problem I have. We have to decide, we have to keep the lineup fresh. We can't stay with the same ones. You gotta keep some consistency with some of them.
Yeah.
But you definitely, so it's figuring out where to get the money from, so.
Would you say that you're limited to 8 weeks because of mine?
No, I wouldn't say, and we don't have more than 8 weeks. So we do 8 weeks and then we take that break because of summer and then we come back and do a fall. So it ends up with the Summerfest and stuff, we're doing 13 weeks of music, which you can go look. Not other cities do that. I think like Lansing might be the only one else that I know of that does 13 weeks of music. We definitely, and then we have things down at the bar, we have things, you know, pop up things down at the bar that Roy's been doing. We have a lot of music stuff going on here. People are noticing it,
Well, and you have CP Allen, but it's,
yes.
you know, packed all summer long.
Have you ever or even considered? Passing the hat or having a donation box or any of
Yeah,
that?
We do, we do.
have that already.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
have-
So every year, we collect around probably between $1,000 to $1,200, depending on, so it's about $100. Some places it'll be, some people, it's really interesting. Some certain bands, people are more generous than others. Speak with there when I don't want to. But some, you know, you average out about $100 or so that we're passing the hat. So now that we have those sponsor boards down there, we're also putting a bucket up where people can come and put money, because I was walking through the crowd.
So I mean, do you have a spot where you just have
We have two
a
now.
post, whatever, in a bucket?
Yeah.
You can,
Someone's in
And
charge
we
of the
also
bucket to
walk.
watch it, and then
Yeah.
people can just walk by it and donate either.
Yeah. We
Have
did
you
go to
had
this
any
point.
negativity about that?
No.
Mm,
No.
About a donation bucket?
No.
No.
Never.
Okay, so no one's complaining
We
about it.
We just, if they want to give, they can.
Right.
We don't
Don't
force
push it.
it.
And you're saying around $100-ish
I've had
is
a couple,
about,
I've
what-
had it where sometimes it's over 200. It just really.
right, for an average, if
Yeah.
you're doing 13 and you got,
Right.
or 12,
Right.
you're coming up with about 1,200
Right.
bucks.
Don't count the first one.
Yeah. That's certain.
Don't count our first one.
There's certain times where we have not passed the bucket for a reason and maybe said, hey, if you donate tonight, we're gonna give it, like, for instance, that one, that was that person that was killed and whatever. You know, there's certain times that we decide that it's better choice to give it to someone, or whatever, but we always try to do it. So, but I know Sadie Bass, we don't pass the bucket. It's just, maybe we will this time. I don't know if we have it. I'm sure we get more money there if we did.
And you've never charged for any of them anyway, right?
No, and I'll be very honest, it's against my grade if we do. I would prefer, if we don't have to, we don't, but I do know that some cities are going to it. But I feel like it's part of the charm here. And I think the biggest benefit we're getting is not necessarily, it's that they're coming to our town. They're driving around our town. I can track on Facebook, it's not all those people that are looking at the posts and stuff. So the more people we get driving around here, seeing how cute our town is where I feel like the benefit of our town is. I mean, obviously we gotta pay for the bands to do it though.
Right.
That's what it is.
And we are doing a lot more different marketing. Actually, did you see the 2 banners when you come into town? That's been done. We put up the yard signs this year. That was new. We have,
We're gonna do sponsor.
we're gonna have some
signs.
sponsored ones down there. So, I mean, we're trying to give a lot more to our sponsors and be, because technically, I mean, for what we do is we haven't in the past done a whole lot. So this is the first time to actually grow it and make it more. And then, like I said, that I didn't think that guy from St. John's was gonna come over and talk to me. That was the first, and he's like, I want that. And I was like, sorry, no thanks, but.
I personally feel like we've always done a good job for the sponsors.
Yeah.
I've always done videos, I've always put out what they wanted, I always allow them to talk, I always let them put their banner up. I really do feel like I went to like Lansing, they have these little sponsor boards as you go down the walkway that I think we've been trying to do, where it's just, you just put them in like realty, and then you pull them out, you know what I'm saying, the night of, you just put them in, and so people have to walk by them, but those kind of little things I think are important.
And that's one thing we haven't done. What Lake Lansing does, it's those boards specifically are MSU credit union, Myers,
We
bigger
haven't done-
places that aren't Laingsburg specific,
Yeah.
that they just
Yeah.
pay, and they, I mean, they don't do anything, but they have these signs that they put up that people,
Mhm. And we have, made this partnership with the Lake Lansing and Angus, and I think that's been very beneficial because he's been doing it for like 25 years. I mean, he definitely has been helping us, and I really do like him. But we're never gonna be exactly like them, but we've been taking what we thought fit us. Because I'll be very honest, his approach is, get the band on, and when they leave, he like basically kicks them out, like you have so much time and we are not like that. We were like, oh, what are you doing? You want some water, it's a different feel, but I understand that works over there. Here, we have to kiss the baby and love them up. Do you know what I'm saying? So that when they leave here, they
Isn't that your husband's job to kiss the baby?
Right.
It's the babies.
It's the water for them and stuff. But we want them leaving here thinking, oh, that is a wonderful town. That's the goal. All right, and I gave Rosemary the 4 checks that I need to pay for the Summerfest activities that were.
Yep, and I'll write these today. It's within the budget. It's $1,500. It's within what the budget was. I don't know that we need to vote to write these checks.
I guess it's something for you guys to think about for maybe in the next budget about what she's talking about.
A
Whether,
little marketing might entice a little bit too. I mean, I'm doing some extra marketing on top. Just to get it out there, even for Summerfest, even getting more vendors to come to our farmers market and those type of things too. So we're trying like as much as we can do, but a little bit more would just be nice, like.
And I can tell you, I couldn't have done that without Ed, without that Summerfest. He's been a lot of help.
My thing.
So hopefully somebody maybe on the DDA at some point wants to come help. I think that's the goal at some point, to get more activities and.
well, if they're getting off the DDA, they can get on with something.
They all kinds of.
But no, I mean, we thank you for what you do because you have helped contributed in some areas, which is very nice, And like I said, the sponsor boards and that down there. We want to get as much in there as we can and let the people know, because when they're coming in here and checking out the park, they're gonna see that stuff, so.
Well, if somebody's putting money up for it and it's good to get their name up there for whoever's doing it.
Yeah, we-
Always.
We bought 1,500 of those little cards and they are going really fast. We are probably gonna have to start buying more. Every time I go in, they're.
And I'm not just posting them in our town, I mean, I'm posting them in public towns, just FYI.
When is Sadie Bass coming?
Oh, yeah.
She will be, she's October 13th. She's the 13th.
Yeah, October.
So we have the summer is, the Fall Fest starts September 29th. We have, Off the Ledge, September 6th, we have something group, and then the 13th is City Bass, so it'll be 3 events.
And all of that is sponsors already been taken.
And for the first time ever, the food truck lady was happy.
Hey, did they
Yeah.
sell out?
I don't know if they sold out, but she's definitely gonna come earlier, set up earlier, and she wants more days already. So
Okay.
I was happy with that.
We heard someone say that they liked the food.
It was the best food I've ever had. So it was good. She's coming back of closing.
Good.
in August.
I was like, fingers.
Okay,
You're welcome.
thank you. Speaking of budget. Budget, this
What
money,
you saw last month, just with all of the edits that everyone had. So like off the top of my head, I took match on main grant out and just added it to the bottom. I added the existing projects as they were own identified item lines, so you know, like everyone knows that it's still moving forward. And then just some other minor edits, but I did all of them that were discussed last meeting. Thank you.
Do we have to make a motion about it? I mean, I feel like we had already decided on it. We just had some amendments and now they've been made, right? So. Sure.
we have to have it to the city. That's what, before the next meeting, no,
This is our budget.
the budget, yeah.
This gonna be it, goes to the city?
That's
That's the one
the one.
that we reviewed it already.
Yeah.
What are you looking at? That's our current one. That's our new one.
What's the redevelop ready?
You just went over it, so I think you probably should have.
No, we have to vote on it.
Yeah,
I need a motion and just we accept it.
Yeah.
As it is. And then we send it to city and then they.
Yeah.
Hopefully accept it with some. Usually. No, yeah, forever they haven't rejected it yet.
What's the redevelopment ready community program? $3,125.
we had that, that's you're looking at the current one, you're looking at current right there, right?
Yes,
Okay, so that was the partnership that we did and, I mean, it was,
Was that the marketing?
yeah, it's the marketing
Marketing.
thing that we studied, and we already did it and already paid it, that's already done.
okay.
But the one that we're looking at right now that we reviewed and Olivia made a few edits based on our recommendations
About how to
about just
explain
the
it.
look
basically.
of it, yeah,
Yeah.
and, right. Which was moving that match on Main, you know, because it kind of showed as it was an income and an outgo, but it really isn't for us. But we still want it noted on here, so that was moved to the bottom. And then we had a few edits that we requested to be completed, and she made those edits as well for us.
I make a motion to approve the budget. With the changes.
Second,
Motion and second to approve the button as budget as written now. All in favor? Anyone opposed? The budget will go to city. We usually sign that, choose a place to sign that.
Yeah, when
Should I just sign
I think you just sign
it?
it.
I think I could
Yeah.
sign it and,
Yeah, I think you
Send-
just sign it at the bottom.
send
Yeah,
Yeah.
the document, I didn't think about that one.
I think it has to have my signature on them.
This is our current budget that
Fairly
we're in
sure.
right now.
It is.
Got my ears mixed.
That's. The new one is this one.
Does this pull from that? These two pull from that?
No.
No.
No, that's current.
Right, but on here. Yeah, that's for your 23, 24, right?
This one is showing you
What we had.
what we approved. And, right, it doesn't have all of the amended items that we had throughout the year. And I suppose we could go back and do that, but this is what,
What they're looking at. Yeah. Why, number one. I just figured that out. Sure. For future
Yes.
budget.
Yes,
yep, fiscal
Yes.
year number one. Yep. And so I would say, once this fiscal year wraps up, we may have in here. I would think that maybe we'll have in here what we spent, so 21, 22 is our spend, isn't it? 22, 23 is our spend.
I didn't update this current fiscal year with your new.
With the new, right,
Yeah,
but
they
when it's
wouldn't
all
match from what
done-
You see today.
right,
they said they wouldn't match anything.
right,
The only thing that really is relevant is not why.
FY1, which is our next fiscal year, and that's what we're approving. And that's what we're sending over.
Yeah,
Were we good?
We're good.
Okay.
we're good.
We're good. She's all. Yeah, so I guess I'll explain some more then. When we had our conversation about what is our next budget gonna be, it helps, at least in my opinion, to know what did we have before, what did we spend before? Are we trending up? Are we trending down? Do we wanna spend the same thing? So I had asked her to include the previous years for our conversation. And this is the worksheet. I suppose we could put it into a different format. Just when we start working on fiscal year one, it would be in a format more like what we're looking at for our current year budget.
And going forward.
And yeah, yep.
Main Street resolution.
This is, you've seen this, I think, a couple times before. But weren't quite ready to commit formally in a resolution that the DDA is pursuing Main Street designation. City council had a very similar resolution that was saying that they'd support the DDA, and they made that, motion back in September of 2023. But the DDA has not yet formally committed. This is my second to last DDA meeting. My last one will be in July, so I'm still trying to push for it.
So this is the one that takes you to the next level, right? Like we're at the first level.
Yeah, we're at a level. This resolution is a requirement of the select level application. That does not mean that you move into the select level application. It's just one line item that is required to submit that application. And I think it's just, the intention of it is when you want to move forward, the state MEDC, who's in charge of Main Street, knows that there's an organized group that's committed to trying to pursue the Main Street, and that it's not,
It's a formality.
Yeah.
That they want. Like, government.
but it won't change anything for you right now. It's just another line out, like checklist item for when you all want to take the next step and actually submit the application.
What this says, we will, right? It says agrees to minimum participation, 20% of full-time program director.
That is the goal.
That is the
ultimate goal, but it's not saying you're doing it. Cause that's another full step.
If you don't do this, you're not taking.
You're not doing anything.
Right, right,
Might
so
as well
yeah, if
just
you don't do
done.
this, then that means you're not submitting the application, which means you don't have to hire anyone. Well, yeah, so it's just addressing all the things that will be required, I think, at the next level once we get there.
So I'll say, we've already made a commitment to do this. I mean, I feel like this is just one more checkbox, is that we're saying that we're committed. We're not actually financially committing to hire the director. We're just committed to continuing with them. I think that I just make a motion that we sign this. Or that you're signing it, right? Yeah, so that we make a motion that Kim signs the resolution.
We have a motion and second to agree with the resolution to send it on its way and proceed on. Right? All in favor? Anyone opposed? Okay. We'll sign and move on. And you can't leave. I don't know if anyone told you that yet.
I know.
But that was one of those things that they told me, and now I'm telling you. You can't
You
leave.
told me that last time.
Communications plan?
This month I have flyers again, and then, on the calendar, it's scheduled that the DDA or a person would attend the library board meeting, which would be July 8th at 7 o'clock. So those are the two things. I can-
Right? That sounds like,
Is that AM or PM?
PM, yeah.
Okay,
that sounds like a perfect,
as long as it wasn't AM, I can do it.
Craig is
Perfect.
volunteering
July 8th.
with an arm twist to go to that meeting.
And that's here at City Council.
I think they,
No,
do they have
it's in
that
the
in the
library.
library?
Oh,
Back of the library.
Yeah.
Oh, they do?
Okay.
Oh,
Yep,
Okay, yeah.
yep, it's in the back of the library.
okay.
Mhm. I've been to a couple.
Go ahead.
Flyers.
Who's passing up flyers?
I can take one for me and one for, Dawn.
There's just 2 pages this time.
Okay.
Sweet, thank you. Yeah. Yeah.
I'm shaking.
This is a good one, no one's to use as revenue.
I don't know what that.
Okay, I can do it. I walk downtown.
I'll do it.
That's her too.
Second Texas, you get the bank account. So that should be you.
All right.
You're on a roll, keep her up.
Yep. This is more just so it's on your radar, along with slight changes in budget for the Main Street approach. They also want you to have more of a diversified revenue source. So right now, the DDA collects tip money, and so they encourage just other sources of revenue.
So
So
do I.
I think the sheet that I attached is also what you approved when I first brought you the budget that had like the rough spend and income. And so I'm just putting it in front of you because I knew we were talking about the budget and now we need to think of ways to make money, so that's
So,
pretty much all. I don't have anything specific, I guess, this month, other than it is summertime coming up and a lot of events happen in the summertime. So if you're wanting to try to brainstorm to do something this year, we probably need to get on top of it.
I think I told you before that you get, weekends own. You can own property, you can lease property, you can. You can own and lease out the property, you can own and sell the property and make money on that. And you can also. Say if Gail does well and you were to bring in. The largest band in America for some really good. And you sold tickets, front row tickets for, $1,000 a piece. You can make money on that too, so there's several different ways. It's hard to come up with an idea of how to make money, but it wouldn't hurt to have more money. Just like your own home, probably. It never hurts to have a little more money. So if you ever see or ask anyone in their community what their DDA does or has done, it never hurts to listen. Find out why.
Talk to the North doesn't do nothing because they don't even have a DDA. Right? So I can tell you what I'm doing because I'm trying to get them people to come here.
I know that there was I can't remember, I think it's Charlotte, isn't Charlotte's DDA doing a great big huge
The
festival?
WIT did, yeah, he did they called it,
This,
they had bands and they shut down the street and they did bands and.
Can I make a suggestion?
sure, that's,
So I think you just do a event during Summerfest with the beer tent and more bands and all over the place. And charge for that particular.
and when you say all over the place, you mean,
Well, I particularly would like one here, one at Bayfield Park, one down at Twigs, maybe two down at Twigs, I don't know, like different places where people could walk and have maybe different venues, like one be rock and roll, one be country, one be
I think that's
jazz.
what DeWitt did, they like spread them out.
so if you spread them out enough so that you can't really
Yeah, they
hear the
have
other
more
one
bands.
interfering with each other.
I'd like a
And
battle
then-
with the band.
If you can't do a beer tent up here, I don't know what the idea, where we could, how we could do it, but I think you can pull a certain amount of beer licenses a year. To do something like that, that's not.
Yeah, it's just a formality like the
Yeah.
Legion has, to, you just
Yeah.
have to do it in advance.
But we seen when their town did it where they lined the streets. And had different bands and people voted on the bands and lined the streets up, but that's another option we could do. But I like the park idea, I think. Get people to our parks or.
I liked doing it, like, an idea would be to do it St. Patrick's Day. Cause I mean, we went up to Claire on St. Patrick's Day weekend, and they have a whole weekend thing. And it's all in the streets, and the bars are all open, and you just go in and out, and they had bands, and, they had the big fire pits in the streets, and,
Just the weather could be an issue.
Did you go this year?
Yeah.
Was it cold?
no, it was actually
No,
not
I
bad,
thought
cause
it
we
was
like
very-
went in and out, and
They must have a different one, because it was really cold when Claire had a festival.
they have it every year, they're like, it's like 20 some
drinking
years they've been doing it, right?
That was a bigger community. Charlotte was doing races. Derby. The old bathtub derby, soapbox derby. They had a bunch of things
I
going
think they
on,
got that at
but I'm
Claire's.
assuming they made money somehow. off Whatever it was then.
But I started that under the DDA because I wanted that festival to grow. And we already have so much other things, if we could just grow it, it would be our mid festival, our.
Well, that's what I think,
Right.
like, I mean, it ends at 1 on Saturday, you could extend that on Saturday. I mean, you got the rest of the day to do something. Cause I mean, you already have the people down here, for the car show, whatever, even if they're going to the Legion for their car show, you've got everybody here, you might as well do something.
I get the layer of the cake.
You're trying to do two things. You're not only trying to get people that are here to stay, but you're trying to get other reasons for people to come here and be here for the things that are already happening. So
I mean, you could do two I don't.
But you can charge for
That would
wristbands
be-
for that kind of stuff, for sure, and the alcohol and. You make money.
We can even sure we can why the cars.
Oh,
Yeah.
sure, I mean, there's a gazillion different things, it's just
We-
putting it all together, right?
We used to live in Portland.
Yeah.
And then try to
That's our
raise a
thing.
little money out of
You
it
got the
at
whole
the
rest of
same
the
time.
day to. You got
And
the
I know
whole
you
year.
don't want to take away from Twigs, because they have, he has Bottom of the Hill Blues. You know what I mean, but we don't really have much in the fall except for the music, you know what I mean, and that. And it would be kind of nice, and it would be something kind of cool to do even when we have homecoming. I mean,
Well, see,
we
like,
have a lot of people in town too, so it's kind of like, we could try to come up with some idea that might work a little bit. Or you do something with Halloween or something.
that's what I'm saying, like, I have a friend that lives in another state. And she has a thing in October, it's the week before Halloween, and they do a zombie crawl. And it's people dress up in zombies and they walk around and I thought it was cool, they were dancing, they did different things, and it's kind of like right before Halloween.
That might just be some.
I see we have the huge skeleton, we have more than one of them. We have two here in town, and one going, I mean, so that's why I'm saying some Halloween thing.
Yeah, my grandson loves it. He's still hooked on
This one's
Halloween.
down up here dressed up and that.
I know.
Like,
Yeah, they dress
take
them up
that
at
down,
for
they're still
holiday.
up, they still
They're
have.
expensive, those big ones, I've seen them and I've looked them up for our house, but. They're like, oh, no, it was about $2,000.
Oh, my
That's why they got them up all year.
Someone spend that money, it's gonna be major, so.
Keep
to
it
me,
up.
but That's why I said about, I brought it up to her a little bit, and I was gonna say, I was asking my friend to figure it out, and I said, I would love to do something like that where it's dance and everybody does the zombie walk and, anything like that, and I thought, that would be really cool in our
I'll
town.
be right on that.
You
And
think
sorry,
so?
our Halloween.
Dave,
Oh
take
my
a giant dog skeleton and be that for business for you.
Something to talk about. I like it.
Well, if the human one passes, you gotta go with the dog.
On the road.
Yeah.
For a while, it blew off.
I guess there's always, you just have to think, have your mind wide open.
And there's these trailers that you can actually enclose, and you can just move these trailers around. We've got one coming out for the gospel singers, and I think that's the goal is if we do a bunch of music, one of those two. Because American Legion could have one. Yeah, I think so. To have one, yeah.
That'd be kind of neat because you got it all going on all at the same time,
In different types.
but you have
Yeah.
different.
Genres.
Well, have you been down there yet? No, I ain't been down there yet. I'm gonna hit the beer tent and go check that one out.
Yeah.
And then I'm gonna go over and check the other one out after I hit the beer tent again. I'll come up here and check that one out. I mean,
You have to move the
they
van.
had the beer tent down here. it
I
might
was
be
gonna tell you what I really like is then if we could get a trolley. And bring people, like, picking up for that. My goal.
Exactly.
Huh?
No, I'm no drinking and driving.
They wouldn't be drinking and driving. If they get out of us.
Right at the entrance, find your way back.
You do, you load up at the entrance, you come over here, it's not that far, you drop them off. And then you pick them back up and you get them back. I mean, that's something you work up to. I think you baby step into that, but.
What is the distance? I've never clocked that. What is
4.5
it?
miles.
Is that right?
From where to where?
Yeah, way down there. Fun,
Well,
we're
I'm-
going and we're
there's-
stopping.
Obviously has missed the conversation
Yes.
every other time we've had it.
From the entrance to the gas station. I think is where-
When we did the sign and we had to like,
Exactly.
is it really? It's really find out. Where is it from? What point to what point?
Or forgot it, which I can believe I forgot that.
Didn't it start at 7 miles and didn't it end up
Yes.
at 4.5?
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
good.
It's not far.
No.
It's not
Well, I
far.
know it's not very far.
Walk.
It's
Yeah.
closer to here than to Ovid. That's
Oh,
probably
yeah.
7 miles.
Yeah.
Or to St. John's.
That's why we have a sign out there, it says, go this way.
That's why.
So I maybe a pitch this idea to a couple of people, and they would also like one of those bicycle ones where people.
See, that would be, that would be
From
great.
here to here.
Are on a bicycle.
Well, they do that with a picnic table,
Oh, yeah.
where they drive a picnic table and everybody on the picnic table is pedaling
Right.
and drinking.
Yeah.
But anytime, just drinking and riding.
Price road, right?
Lay down, Frank.
What could go wrong?
Or Meridian, you know, like
Slow-moving
nothing.
sign.
Yeah, that's what all things we have to figure out.
Oh, see, that's something you could do if you did have all those bands, you could have those going.
Just
In
from
town.
band to band.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm just talking a day to day, yeah, the one day, the big day.
Yeah, they couldn't be motorized. It'd have to be only gone by any sober enough people to pedal their hind end off to get to the next day.
You just
Well,
get back
it's-
to it twice, and you just get the people that are gung ho, then you just sit back and.
Keep your minds open and try to figure out ways. Pocket park picks. Pocket park picks. Say that 3 times fast. Did everyone get a chance to pick for their pocket park pick? There you go. There you go.
Years.
I can pick it, I already know.
My dog ate it.
How are, you wanna do it like that, right there? Just use hers and just.
Yeah,
Do we wanna do like a 1 through, how many is there?
you
There's,
said 5,
yeah,
5.
So something going through that I saw that I hadn't noticed before. Let me put it that way, right? Because we talked about having the little chess table. And then we also talked about having a backgammon table. I saw somewhere in there that there was picnic table,
That's what I.
the chess table on one and backgammon. And I'm wondering if we wouldn't want to do that,
That's what I put on mine.
because it serves both purposes. You could still use it. I mean, you get a couple of them, they're, I think,
Well,
$1,900.
in this one, the 4-seated one for backgammon, if you wanted checkerboard, which makes no sense to me,
I don't know why the back
It
is
goes
so
up-
much more.
it's another
Maybe because
$100.
it's a dot, two bigger. I think they're metal.
Missed that as well
Before,
before, but when
when I
I
was
went
going-
through and
yeah.
I was checking, I was like, well, why wouldn't we use this? Yeah, 2 things, you could have backgammon and checker or 2 checkers.
Yeah.
And it's a
Well,
picnic
they're-
table, so. no people can
I'm almost
actually
positive
use
they're
it
like,
for
you can take them
variety.
out and put whatever you
Oh,
want
okay,
there, so.
yeah. I
the
would-
only
couldn't
other
figure-
one.
I couldn't. figure
Yeah, they
out
look
the-
like that.
Well, I didn't-
Yeah, I did, yeah.
did matter.
I mean, I looked at the cheap, yeah.
Would be your chest tables. And one of the things I thought of was, it's really good to have 4 spots.
Uh-huh.
So that if you had food there, all 4 people could eat, but I think this only has 2 locations, but it's probably so that a wheelchair can.
Oh, that
Yeah.
could be- that could be-
Mhm.
So there's only 2, but this, a person in a wheelchair could literally come up to that also and use it. So that's something to think about as far,
Accessibility.
right,
So.
like
When we go
Andy
back
could
to the
actually
picnic
use
table.
this, right?
Yeah,
Whereas with the 4, he can't get up there.
yeah, you could wheel right in there.
Yeah,
Well, you could also pull a chair up too, I mean, if you wanted to use,
correct.
you know. You
So-
get that option of having. You don't have, you know, accessibility, but.
Okay, so actually, I think the picnic table has a similar accessibility because it has that overhang on the edge as well.
So we're
Oh,
we're
I guess
all,
you could still pull
Yep,
up
you
to
can
it,
still
yeah.
pull up to that, yeah.
so
I
do-
was more in favor of the picnic table because I think it has more opportunity for use than a 4-seater or 2-seater table.
Yeah, it could be used for picnic table.
Right, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, no,
yeah,
I'm great.
Yeah.
I don't know, I mean, I would. Like, I'd be this is a great idea. I don't know how many people are gonna sit out there and play chess. I just don't know, right?
Building.
Well, you build it and they'll come.
Yeah.
I get it, right? But if you build it with a picnic table that you use as a picnic table,
Yeah.
now you have,
2
you have
uses.
2 uses.
Yeah. And you definitely.
But then if you do the checkerboard, you can still do chess.
Oh, yeah, no, yeah.
So it's
Right,
like,
right,
because when, if you don't make the chess, that's what they'll want.
right.
This is for the land between the dental office and the pharmacy.
Mhm.
Correct.
Yes.
Yeah.
So what I was going to do, what I told Kim today was I was gonna let you guys vote on what you thought we could, what we thought we'd want. And then we need to lay it out to see if it will fit. Instead of saying, okay,
Mhm.
that's what we want. Oh, wait a minute, that won't fit. So if we're gonna do 2 bagos, if you're gonna, what's the one, the rope you throw? That
Ladder ball.
ladder ball, and then whatever else, say the picnic table, either ping pong or a foosball. We need to figure those ones out. Let's make a vote on that and say, these are the ones we want first. And then I'll scope the land, lay them out for whatever the distances that we need and the space that we need for each of them on that plot. And then I'll come back and say, it looks like everything will fit, we'll put that in. Or it looks like we might need to do this or that. Okay,
So, I I looked at the ping pong table and the foosball table. And to me, I wonder if we start this year with some of the other things, like do the picnic table or the chess table, get the seating part. And then some of these other games where, the ladder ball or Connect Four, bag toss, those things, and then see what the use is. Like, are we drawing people in and then plan next year for, like, when we plan for space, that we're gonna add something else next year. And maybe the ping pong table or the foosball at that time.
So this is maybe an irrational thought. But talk me out. So the bagos, the ladder ball, what was the other one you mentioned, Mark? Connect Four, right? Yeah. Those, for some reason, I don't see necessarily a problem with losing the pieces, right? Ping pong and the other foosball, the little balls, I see having a trouble keeping those where they would be here. That's where they're, I don't know why, I think it's not a problem with the one set and is a problem with the others. I don't know.
I mean,
There could be
you're gonna have to build that into the budget. You're gonna
Yeah,
replace
yeah.
all of
Well,
them. I mean,
I mean, what's a foosball ball? $2. I mean, it isn't so much that, it's more, okay, it disappears. People start showing up, wanting to play foosball, they can't find the ball.
Right.
They're gonna stop showing up. I mean. And again, I don't know.
would you consider that this, if you were to look at all of these choices, this is my opinion. Checkers and this maybe Connect Four and then that ladder thing would be 3 things that I think that kids like this
Mhm.
would want, like, let's stop and play that, let's convince mom and dad to stop and play. Everything else I think is all kind of more of an adult thing.
I think if you put like Connect Four out towards the main street.
So they
Yeah,
see
so
it,
you can
and see
see it,
somebody
yeah.
playing it, and they say,
Yeah.
what's that? I wanna stop. Or they're walking by and they're gonna go look and find out why.
well, that I saw on an advertisement and that's what got me.
Yeah,
looking.
see the Connect Four, and
So-
I was like, we didn't talk, like, nobody seemed to talk about Connect Four.
I-
On our last week, oh, did you?
That's my
Yeah.
number
See,
one.
yeah, it was my play,
Yeah,
me too. To me, I put Connect Four, like,
And the
for me, I
parents
was
are
like.
there,
picnic table,
But the reason they're there,
Connect Four, bag toss, those were my, and I only picked 4, cause I thought maybe we saved the last one. I was saving my last one for next year. Something bigger if we're, like, if we're drawing people, then add a bigger item, because we can almost get all of those for the cost of one of the other. And then we have this like cool game park.
Well, you got it started.
Yeah.
You got everybody wondering what's going on, and then if they're stopping, and then if you see what happens, okay,
Mhm.
this is gonna work.
Yeah.
Let's, so.
In my
so-
mind, that ladder ball towards the road.
So everything,
The
will-
picnic table towards the back, you know, or maybe in the middle or something, but, you know, so a parent can sit on a
Sorry.
picnic table while kids are playing, or they can play chess there, checkers or whatever.
I agree. It's just, again, it's gonna need, like the, right, exactly. It's gonna kind of somewhat need to be laid out, like that bagel toss, you're looking at that picture, you know,
It's 27 feet.
okay.
Yeah, and you're gonna have to lay those out, so they're like, you throw it towards the building.
Well,
Necessarily towards the road.
Yeah.
Right,
Yeah.
the sidewalks.
Like if you get the ping pong table, you don't want to go.
Really. Maybe we do the ladder ball instead,
Same
maybe
thing.
2 ladder balls. I mean, the ladder ball's 15, right?
You gotta
Isn't it?
go parallel.
Yeah.
East, west, whatever.
Yeah. But maybe we do a ladder ball and not the bag toss. I don't know.
I think
I
the
think
bag
bag floor
toss
is and I think.
is a kid and an adult,
Really popular.
Yeah.
Correct.
really popular.
and everybody builds one and plays it and takes it up north with them,
Yeah.
or whatever, so anybody can play it. The other one, yeah, but that's more of a kid's thing, so the adult's not gonna play that as much as they are the other,
The ladder ball?
correct. I think,
So my take on it, before you mentioned, connect, ladder ball, bagos, and the fourth one.
the picnic table,
No, there was another, isn't there?
Foosball.
Checkers.
Maybe it's only 3. I was thinking.
But-
about
Ladder ball,
can we
connect
get
four,
checkers
bag toss.
into the picnic table also,
Yeah,
correct?
yeah,
Yes,
that's,
yeah.
you could put 2 on there.
Correct,
Yeah,
so chess, checkers, and.
well, chess and checkers are the same board.
Same board.
You could have backgammon.
That's
I
me.
don't know that that's as popular, but you could have 2 checkerboards, which is chess or checker. Yeah, I'm more inclined to think 2 checkers.
So I would maybe think about 2 picnic tables. They have 3 checkerboards and 1 backgammon. So if somebody does want to play backgammon, it's an option.
Well, and the picnic table, I mean, same thing with the picnic tables other, like, if it seems like it's busy all the time, next year, let's add another one.
That's what
But plan for that, maybe we want to add a second picnic table and one of these game tables when we're drawing it out and figuring out what we put in there.
I was gonna say, let's give it
Plan for them all.
top 4.
Yeah,
Let's give it
please.
top
All of
4.
them.
So you're, vote for it. Let's do this. Do we think that, I think we're leaning towards this, which is
Absolutely.
gonna go.
Which one?
Yeah.
One,
Connect.
I agree.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
so let's make that, we're going to put that in.
Yep.
And we'll put it, we'll try to
Where's-
figure it towards the street, because they're not gonna be hopefully, whipping those at cars. So we'll be all right there. So that's number
Part of
1.
the game, but they might look at the
Well,
Are you putting your name out there?
number 2,
Sponsored by UDA?
number 2, picnic table.
Yes,
And it will option out whatever we can get in that, but at least.
Yep.
One,
at least one, but let's plan for 2, if we can
Right.
plan for the space for 2.
so now we're gonna go either bagel or your ladder toss,
Which comes next?
which
Ooh.
comes first, the bagel toss or
I
the.
think bagel toss is more popular, but ladder toss takes less space. So I think I would
Oh, so
probably,
they're closer?
yeah, ladder toss is
15
15 feet.
Got it, okay.
Yeah, but you're still gonna want to plan for the bags.
You still want to
There's
plan.
2
Transport.
different,
So you're
yeah,
gonna-
yeah.
You're
plan
gonna,
for
my
the-
point is, if you're gonna maybe do it next year, you're still gonna have to use the
Move them,
space.
yeah.
The space, yeah.
Well, what I'm gonna do
He's
is
saying
plot
what-
it and then I'll lay them out.
Yeah, no,
According- And then we know I'll lay it out like you're gonna build a house basically, and we'll be able to set them in positions.
and I guess what I'm saying is not doing bags because of the space this year, maybe isn't a reason for not doing bags. this year.
Right, unless there just isn't room for the bag.
Unless-
Like if there isn't room
but
for
then
it
it
at
just
all,
doesn't
yeah,
happen.
then it
Yes.
does not at all. Right,
Right.
I think we planned for it,
Right,
So we're
I
going,
filled it, that 3 and 4.
okay.
That's
Ladder tosses and bags.
Yeah,
not
but
do
I
all
think we're
4?
trying to figure out which order, like if we're going in order for this year,
The ladder toss then.
it. Bag toss or ladder toss, which would we say is ahead of the other? Yeah,
I would agree.
so bag toss 3, ladder toss 4. Yeah, that's cool.
Okay, so
And
what,
then-
what is our cost at that point for just those items?
Well, and then we have to decide which we prefer, like, I like the cement ones over the metal ones.
Or the bag toss or the cornhole
The core,
or the.
like the Connect Force, well, that's cement. Yeah. Isn't that
The middle
cement?
part's.
Yeah,
not-
it's, I believe.
I
And
don't
the
know,
middle part's
plastic or
metal, but
something.
Yeah.
yeah. And I
Yes.
think, isn't the picnic table from that same one? Yeah, Dottie and Sons. So first, so my preferred vendor was Dottie and Sons over the other one.
Yeah. Well,
And
were
they
way
had the
cheaper.
picnic table. Yep,
So a picnic table?
the picnic
This-
table is there.
So-
And
I think we need to do 2 picnic tables.
Well, let's see what we got for money.
But yeah, well, my reasoning isn't so much to have more chess checkers. It's more to have seating places for having 2. I mean, that's why I say, I think we need to have 2 pictures.
What's, do you have the prices?
yeah, I'm trying to get to it here.
You have,
Are you writing them down?
do they have, don't they have the, I can't find them, the chess or checker, the walk on? The
Oh, the big,
big one?
yeah. That, they didn't have that. It was like a totally different company.
Oh, it was, okay.
Yeah.
So they're bigger ones. It takes up a lot more
Like
space.
life size, lead
Yeah.
It's like
size.
12 by 12.
They're like 8 tall, and you move them out on the board and you stand out there.
I think we planned, when you were laying it out, I think you planned for a place for something like that.
Well, that one will go right against the mural, right against
Yeah.
the building.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
it's an eye catcher, like
Yeah.
people will see that.
Yeah.
It's quite
Because it-
kinda cool.
There's a tree there for one, so you can't, we're not cutting that down because. So it would go right, that was my thought, it would go right against the building. And it would come out and be your square. That would also be a dance floor for the music deal that would happen there. Cause it's pretty good size.
Yeah.
But it's just a slab of concrete with this mural on it that's actually the checkerboard or chessboard. Then you're just buying the pieces. Because what I'm gonna plan on doing is once we figure out what these are, then I'll figure out these pads. I still wanna, I went and looked at it and kind of, it still needs to be killed, leveled, and then poured, the pads poured. And whatever happens later, if they're gonna be in the future, and then the grass relayed so that everything is on the same level. So that he can go in there and mow and not have this. It's also people walking up there are good, cause it's pretty. It's not gonna take that much to get it really.
Oh, you're talking about the ladder toss being metal or concrete?
Yeah, I
Yeah.
like the concrete.
Yeah, well, matches everything else.
Right,
They have,
exactly.
yeah, I think Dottie and Son has both. They have the steel and then they have the concrete.
Right, I prefer to put concrete and have it all match.
Yeah, and that's one. Amanda picked two. So 82.15 is what you guys would have it for.
So $8,500. Will
Table
cover
is less than I thought it was.
Then
Buy,
$2,000.
Yeah,
for the
and,
pads,
okay, so,
what they go on.
yeah, now that I look at the price of the picnic table, like, I'm with him, like, we could get to this year because they're $2,000.
now we're at 10,
Yeah,
we're at 10.5. so.
Well, yeah.
fish, it's just-
18.
yeah, 18 something, but
Yeah.
yeah,
The one thing definitely you need to probably buy, and I don't know if they can afford it or not, but they didn't seem to be too expensive, but it's the skateboard deterrent or the bag toss. So that kids aren't
So they're
riding their
not
bikes
using it as
or,
a
yeah,
launch.
I think that's
Yeah.
worth the.
Kids.
Yeah, I'm not really worried about the other. But they'd have to go in and come back.
Figure it out.
A set of
They
four,
love my sweeper bait on.
a set of four is $130. so
Yeah.
that's
Yeah,
definitely worth it.
Yeah, it's definitely one.
So what do we think of 2 picnic tables, one bag toss and one Connect Four? And
And does that have the?
the ladder,
Then put in
Yep.
that.
One
Yep,
guy?
ladder
you got the
toss,
ladder.
2 picnic tables, Connect Four, and bag toss.
There's a pair of ladders.
Yeah.
Well, You have to have two
Yeah.
corners. But cornhole, ladder and ladder.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to think of that space. I think we're gonna have plenty of space.
Yeah.
So Mark, when you're laying it out, I would plan for
Yep.
2 bags, 2 sets of bags.
Oh, I'm thinking,
Two sets of ladders.
like I
So
said,
maybe we'll
I'll
only
lay them
start
out
one.
and then we'll
Yeah.
make it so that we can double
Yeah.
up.
Double,
Okay, if we
yeah,
wanna
yeah.
do this here,
Yep,
we'll double
yep,
up those, or
yep.
maybe another 2 more
Yep.
picnic table, whatever.
Yeah.
But
We're gonna order these and store them or wait till everything's ready.
we talked-
I didn't read about what their lead time
I was
is.
gonna say,
I mean, they-
what I think we ought to do is order those pieces and tell them we want them in the spring. But we're gonna pay for it now, because we don't want.
I'll make a motion to.
Hey,
What do we think of the price? Just a second. What did you come up?
I didn't find all the prices, so I'm.
It's about 12,000. 10,000.
And this just popped into my head. When I was looking, you could buy the chess table and then the little stools. Can you buy the stools separate? Would
Like
we
they
want to
have
put
the-
3 or 4 of those around for
Like
people to sit on?
the cement, like the kids.
Yeah.
One had like,
Well, no, but the cement or the chess table.
How many?
oh,
Yeah.
the.
The one I remember looking at was round, right? Like, looked like a mushroom kind of.
No, this one,
What's that?
They have a kid's size tables.
Well, yeah,
yeah, they have the, like.
yeah, but I'm thinking,
Yeah, it's
do we want to just get the chairs without the
These are
table?
like
So
plastic.
people have a place to sit,
I don't know. if they're
Maybe put
marked
one by the-
If it's.
by the bags,
Stencil.
right? So somebody could sit there. If there isn't a picnic table.
Yeah. If they,
I don't know, I'm
The
just,
picnic tables here are all connected.
I
The
get it.
ones that are the kids ones, but I don't know what,
What if you get?
I mean, we
Jack,
could
say something.
get.
What about Lions giving us some benches or something to put around in the area?
Yeah, that's a good idea.
And then, you know, if I'm a grandparent and I'm up there and my kids are great and having a good time, I might want to sit out.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah,
So the Lions Club donate those. We can get a couple of those. to add in.
No, can't use it.
no Lions things about it. Well, and they may have like, these were like the games, so they may have other things too that I can look and see.
So let's kind of get, it looks like about 10, let's say $12,000.
Then you wanna add some concrete.
But we're gonna need some concrete and a little seed, and I'll just,
25 grand.
I mean, I'll take care of the labor or whatever. I'll figure out a way to
What
do
do you
all
think
of
the
them.
concrete would be?
Pardon?
Well.
What do you think that the
well,
concrete would be?
probably-
The concrete is 10,000?
Well, if you want a nice round pad for each.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm gonna figure it out once I find out what the sizes are that I need.
But if you wanna start right now, I mean, I would allocate 25,000 to this project. You buy the pieces now, and then you've got some money to play with the concrete, and if it comes under, it does, and if it needs to go over, you can get some different resolution to it.
Yeah, I wouldn't think it would be above that, that's for sure.
Well, you got a little grading,
Right.
you're gonna have 10 or 5.
Oh, we're gonna pay out a sign.
If you set a 10 by 10, that's 100 square foot.
I canceled, I avoided the
I
check
know.
for 10 grand.
That was,
Yeah.
yeah, 20 grand.
Oh, but yeah, it was gonna be 20. It's gonna be 20, maybe you can find a thing. Yeah.
I'll make a motion to allocate 25,000 to the pocket park and order the thing.
One second.
We have a motion and a second for $25,000 to be allocated towards this pocket park. And we have picked 5,
Well, it'd be 2 tables.
2 tables, 2 picnic tables and,
That's fine.
yeah, and 3 other pieces.
Yep.
To be purchased, and then we will,
Which came in at 10 grand,
yeah,
give or take. And so the 15 is getting
and
the,
we'll
the park ready.
lay it out from there.
Mark, I wouldn't worry about a lead time or anything. We got that fence that's inside where the moves and stuff shows up.
My guess is it's gonna be 3 months out and better.
Yeah. But I'm saying you don't have to hold it off. till spring.
Okay,
We
I
got-
mean, that's up to them, who you're purchasing it from, but.
Yeah.
If we, don't- if another year goes, I guarantee you, it's gonna go up 20%.
Oh, yeah.
Whatever, because it's just gonna. So there's no reason to pay more if we kind of can come to agreement of the ones we want.
I mean, I can't imagine that it's gonna be that much storage space.
No.
The biggest things are gonna be the picnic table.
Picnic table,
Yeah,
I mean,
just put the rest of right side by side by side,
yeah, right,
or on
exactly.
top of the picnic table.
I mean, yeah,
Okay,
we can just put it in his. work.
25,000.
Oh, sorry,
25,000. And do
I
we,
wouldn't ever get them,
Do we-
maybe play beanbag. all day.
we've identified what they are.
Yes.
Correct.
Good point.
yeah.
She's
We
got it.
got it down on.
All in favor, by aye?
I,
Anyone opposed? All right, let's see if we can't make that thing happen.
Now, just
So, how-
putting
wait.
a building in there,
Do we,
not on the table. I mean,
Well, if it is, we get everything removed and whoever's building it and we'll show it, okay.
I'm gonna change what I was gonna say. I think we need to get city council to approve this.
I wouldn't hurt.
Not the money, but the using of that space.
Okay, yeah, good idea.
Yeah.
Yeah, good idea.
Not, again, not the money, that's money's DDA's. I'm talking about using that space.
No, the city owns the property.
oh,
Right.
okay.
And in our I think in the master plan, there was something there for that.
Well, it was some developer coming in and,
Right.
Right.
yeah.
So, yeah,
If we get 2 years and some developer comes in and wants to do something there,
We'll
we
do
can
it.
move,
Yeah,
we can move that picnic tables. I mean, we
Yeah.
can move the stuff. And we're out a little bit of smell.
applications for DDA positions. She's got a couple. I think you have one.
I have 3, but one is qualified, or what's it qualified, but it's the DDA
Just
bylaw.
the bylaws. And that is Dawn.
Yep.
The gal who's been here before that owns the hair shop down Blue Hill. She's interesting coming up.
What did you say? She's,
Dawn.
this, no, I got that. Disqualified or qualified?
She's qualified. The other ones, we don't believe, from what we've read in the bylaws, that they can get on.
So Tyler and Ed.
I can't get it, I can't get on it.
I thought we decided that you didn't, there was one spot.
There's an at-large spot.
Well,
We
we
couldn't
don't,
find anything.
we haven't found that yet.
Well, how is she at?
We
We
don't
don't
know.
know.
I don't remember.
We're gonna do some more digging.
Yeah, I mean,
It doesn't, we couldn't find it. We don't know how she got on. Because that was what was told me too, that it was.
Right, I remember we
There's
talked.
an at-large
I remember
position.
being on that committee when it was discussed and we brought her on and Paula brought her on and I told, yeah.
But I can't find it in there.
I asked the question.
The other theory is to go back to when she got on. To go through her minutes,
yeah. Do that.
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And
I
then,
mean,
if it's possible, yes, we do.
Well, and
because-
well, you know, obviously wasn't here when all of it went down. I was under the impression that she technically wasn't a member, she was a consultant. But she also got to vote, so
voted.
that's, yeah,
She
so
considered-
that, throw that up. And you have to have 8, so she was your 8. So,
What positions are?
um,
5, doesn't it?
actually,
Maybe it's not as treasurer,
She's staying not as.
but not as
treasurer.
treasurer.
Mr.
but otherwise
Shinsky
it
is
would-
leaving.
Yep.
Mr. Dar is vacating. And myself.
Yeah,
And
I
then
would
she-
consider going on once. it's on the state. I've been yeah,
well, and that was another question, whether you guys would hang on to the people. Because if we lose 4. We.
I don't know how long, I don't know how long it can survive without holding the meeting. Not having enough form.
Let's go,
I'll stay on that.
let's go back to our earlier discussion. Let's say we can't find that Tyler and Ed because they don't own property, don't live, aren't,
Correct.
what would it take to change those bylaws so we could have 1 or 2 positions?
We would have to
Um,
go dig up, like, we would have to find, you know, like the actual DDA laws that,
Mhm.
you know, I mean, you have your own bylaws, but I'm sure there are specifics in there, whether you get the choice to even change. the
Right, well, that's my
bylaws.
question is, could we do that if we wanted? to?
Yeah.
I don't know.
I have no idea.
Yeah, we'll get on it. Libby and I will. Libby and I
I mean,
will.
worst case.
Not that you want, not that you want one mess, but I mean.
We might have screwed up and let something happen that wasn't supposed to.
Well, I get it, well, I get it.
So let's go find out if it was and if it wasn't, and then if it was fine, and then we can do that. And that's 1 more, but it's still not 3 more,
Right,
so we're still working.
Drums.
To be continued.
We're thinking Mr. Liskey would be a good one,
I don't think he wants to.
Roy or?
Roy,
Yeah,
Yeah.
we've,
he hasn't
I
touched it
tried.
yet.
yeah,
Bug, wife,
They're having a
we've tried
baby in
that too.
November.
oh jeepers.
yeah. So what is it? You need to live, work,
A vested interest in.
own
downtown.
property,
Own property, lease property,
lease property.
live in the city limits.
Like
LBCA, I do work, probably CA.
But you live in the city, you actually live in the DDA. In the DDA, and you just have to live here to get on the board. You
Well,
know,
that's what I'm trying to figure. Live, lease, own,
I think one of the 4 positions, meaning president, vice president, secretary, and treasurer, have to be in the district.
DDA.
one of the 4. All of the 4, all of them. Oh, wait, in the
Well-
downtown, in the DDA
Have
district,
a
yes.
vested,
Not the
they
city,
don't have to live there.
not the city of
They have to-
Laingsburg.
They have to
Right.
own a piece of property in the district.
Right.
And have a vested interest in the district.
Right. Got it.
But other board members don't.
No, they have to be in Laingsburg.
They have to be in the city limits. Did we read that right?
I think so, yeah.
Yes.
Live in the municipality. Be a registered voter in the city and then, yeah. Have interest in property within the city.
I know when that Shannon came on board though, that there was discussion.
There was, I know, let's
And,
do,
and it was that she was a board member and that we could have her at
We-
large.
we can have
and
one,
we
that was the
have
way I
one
understood, it,
spot.
one spot, outside of.
Yeah.
The city limits and outside the district.
That's a policy.
Yep, Paula said
It
it.
seems like that. It seems like that,
But I
that
was
it
on the
was,
board at that.
it was, legal.
Sharon's not still on.
No, she's not on.
Well,
Yeah, but he wants to take her chair.
No, he's just asking.
she hasn't responded.
Yeah, she's gone. I guess she moved out of town. besides.
Do we need
Well, she
to,
meant-
do we need to make a motion to remove her or that to happen automatically? I'm just
Her thing is up.
formality.
I
If she
think
doesn't
it's
resign,
up.
Yeah, well,
I get it.
I think in the bylaws, if you do not show up to 3 meetings, you're done.
I get it.
And we can't even go over, so.
I get it, but do we as a group have to formally recognize that and vote that she's no longer a member? I get that she automatically is.
No, I don't think that we do because I think her contract is up as well. So
Okay.
if she doesn't re-sign the contract,
Okay.
I think she's done. Isn't that the
I would
truth?
think so, yeah. I mean,
Yeah,
that's
because
kind of-
if any of us don't re-sign a contract, we're done. Like, you don't have to be voted off. You're just, you don't re-sign, right? And I think her contract is up. Isn't that correct? Oh, okay. All right. I don't know.
When your
but-
term's up, you're done.
Do your thing, yeah.
That's what I'm.
Well,
have to
unless you
look at-
re-sign
I
a
can't
contract,
remember.
send it to city council,
Positive, I
city
don't wanna say-
council has to approve it.
Yeah.
To be on board anyway.
This was, I'm pretty sure there was 5 of us. There was 5 of us that was, that were up. I thought it was you, me, you, Sharon.
I'm not
Not
up.
up.
Oh.
year.
Okay.
I thought you were done in July. A year from July?
No, that's not what I said.
Oh, okay.
I told the mayor I'd stick around until we set our budget and give it to him, and then I was leaving.
Wait, you're in breach of your contract.
Yeah.
Hold on, time out.
And you
Well, I
can
keep telling him.
you can resign.
No, you
Oh,
cannot.
yes, you can.
Now, if you're a regular member, you can, but when you're the chair, you can't.
While
It's in the
we're.
bylaws. All right. Don't look for it.
I think I'm gonna stick around too, 'cause I wanna see this thing just fold. I mean, until we get this ironed
What we
out.
have to do that,
You have to resign,
and then resign.
and then you resign when you're
I
ready.
think that smells fishy.
And I don't know if
That
you know
smells really
this
fishy. I'm sorry.
either, but you're gonna.
Oh, you guys are
Secretary. Or treasurer, I'm sorry, you're gonna be.
Just sign right here.
I'm the vice chair.
Just take you back all
Which
that
is
stuff.
what I
we're
like
signing,
that.
So in the chance of getting myself in trouble, Gail can't be on because she's in city
That is,
I mean, unless you guys want, well, no, because you have to be on. 'cause
I
of
have
the- Yeah.
council.
So December would be the first time I think.
Which,
yeah,
I mean,
you
if we
can't,
just
can't
had
be on
one
both.
opening.
We have to have you on,
Right.
Yes.
you,
Right.
yeah, you have to.
But, you know, if we had one opening and, you know, you could get through till then for the one opening, you know, but we'd have to fill the other.
And I only ask to try and get from here to
To
there,
Yeah.
there,
right?
I can't be here next meeting, I know that because I'm gonna be gone. But I wanna see that thing through kinda, so I'm gonna work on that.
We have 8.
We'll have a,
Aaron's not here and neither is Amanda.
seven,
Oh, Aaron's the other one that's up.
9,
Here.
but,
But they-
But he's sticking around.
as far as I know.
Yeah, he told me he was. Alrighty.
He had a game tonight.
Okay,
So you
So-
can continue digging into what.
correct, find out more.
Yeah, yeah.
Send Dawn to the city and have her get her paperwork through and get her in here.
Yeah.
And then that way she's in,
I told her
yeah.
July you were gonna show up in the year.
Well,
Do we need to
You have
approve
something
that?
else, Olivia?
The council does.
Council.
For this meeting,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, the bottom, yeah,
goals, visions,
well, that's right, we need 3,
5.
5.
So
You
last,
tried.
so last meeting,
Right.
you all talked about, because you guys have a downtown plan, if those were what the goals needed to be, and I talked with Lee, who's the Main Street director at MEDC. And she said that was a good, like, launching off point, but they need to be more specific than what's usually found in a plan, so like in a DDA plan, so, I included the sheet that she gave me that has like setting your goals, so this is a list of a lot of possible goals that Laingsburg could specifically identify. And if you remember filling out the scorecard a couple months ago, our lowest scoring, so where you all thought we could have the most improvement was in the categories of business capacity and people. So if you want to find goals within those three categories, it might be beneficial because that's what was identified as the most needing of help. So, yes, the five like goals in the development plan also are improve the overall appearance and connectivity of downtown, support public and community services in the district, foster business development and investment in the district, increase residential opportunities in the downtown, and market the downtown district to residents, visitors, and new businesses. So you could also go that approach where you take the five goals that are already in the DDA plan and find a more specific one that correlates with it. The ones that I pulled out when I was looking through were under business, develop small business support resources and cultivate a vibrant business mix downtown. The two from capacity that jumped out to me were develop a volunteer recruitment and retention program and diversify funding for the organization. And then from people were track progress of projects and programs to measure impact and define clear roles and responsibilities for the board, volunteers, and staff. So that's six, but those were the ones that jumped out to me in those categories.
Any ideas? Which ones?
We need 5 tonight.
5.
Well, to me, the one that needs to be decreased vacancy in the district. I mean, that's a personal one, but I think that's also from the city. Very important.
Do we have to rate them as 1 through 5 or just?
Just five goals.
Well, I mean, that's always been a goal, right?
Yeah, I
That's
mean,
always been.
Absolutely.
Always been
Right.
talked about.
Yep.
Since I've been on this. board. So we want to make that one.
I would. I,
We'll raise that down.
she is.
Decrease vacancies in the district.
yeah, I think another important thing for the DDA is develop a marketing strategy to promote and advertise downtown. To me, that's what I think this organization is to do. So,
So. It can be a hybrid of this, right? I mean, it can be whatever.
Yeah, these, so if you wanted to reword it slightly.
We could add to what the mayor just said and include analyze market data and community input from the business one, right? Because that those two kind of go together.
To develop a marketing strategy to promote and advertise downtown and analyze market data and community input.
Yeah.
But combine them.
That makes sense.
Yeah, I think that I could combine. them.
Yeah.
yeah, I think that's, yeah. If you're developing a marketing strategy, you're gonna wanna know the market data and community input.
Well, I just thought it was really
They kinda
helpful.
go
We
hand-
had that thing out there at the Legion.
Yeah.
That guy had some pretty interesting.
Yep.
Facts, like the data that how it was most populated was the day that they had that.
Yes.
It's
I know.
like, who would have thought of that, right?
Right, and how did we not?
Right.
Increase revenue is at number 5 here is part of what we already had discussed earlier tonight. A way to increase revenue. Versatility in Laingsburg's DDA revenue sources.
Expand beautification efforts to enhance a sense of place. When I like the part.
Yes, why not? That's what we're doing.
We have now.
What ones did you have, Olivia, again?
The ones that I had were incapacity, develop a volunteer recruitment and retention program, diversify funding for the organization. And people, define clear roles and responsibilities for the board, volunteers and staff. And track progress of projects and programs to measure impact. And then in business, I had cultivate a vibrant business mix downtown, which I think is tied in with decreasing vacancies, and then develop small business support.
Yeah, I would almost say the two that you're already combining, if you could maybe add to the end of it, to cultivate a vibrant downtown. I think those three kind of go together.
So you have, how many do you have?
I have two officially marked, decreased vacancies, and then combining, analyzing the data with developing.
We want to do the expand beautification efforts, enhance the sense of place. Or something to that effect.
What is that under?
That's under place.
Yeah, that marked down.
Two more. Rosemary? Mr. Shinsky, you got one? One you'd think of?
Fight for one under capacity. It doesn't need to be the two that I mentioned, but I think capacity is a big issue for a lot of places and finding ways to make sure you have enough folks involved to make things successful.
Didn't we talk about diversified funding for the organization? Didn't you guys just talk about that a few minutes?
Yeah.
I mean, because of
that was
our
kind of-
earlier discussion.
Or is-
Yeah, wasn't that read the revenue?
Right, trying to create more revenue, same thing.
Right.
So we already do the phase forward.
Did you listen to what Debbie said?
What?
Kind of encouraging appropriate building.
What was that, Olivia?
We're already-
Correct.
Right.
That is under capacity.
We can add to that one day, put that under, because we have expand beautification efforts, enhance the sense of place, but you want to expand that, to include that. Oh, you say.
So this. Like one station.
The other one that keeps jumping out at me is create and implement a strategic plan. But I don't know if that's, under people. One that keeps jumping out at me. But I've already had a couple.
We need 5, so. Olivia, you've worked out more than anyone. If there's one that you think that. I mean, your opinion is
Give us your top one.
strong or stronger than anyone sitting here. You've worked on it more than any of us.
Something to do with relationships, whether develop volunteer recruitment, build and maintain relationships with key stakeholders, define clear roles and responsibilities for boards. So everyone's on the same page.
Agree? Why wouldn't we? Absolutely. Like I said, you put much more time than anyone sitting here.
Good, you got 5?
Well, So do you want me to just combine that to create one that is just talking about relationships?
Sure.
Cause that's what you do. Fantastic. Why you can't quit.
All right, lastly, before we get up,
Oh, yeah.
vision, we still need to come up with a vision for Main Street. One, I listed 5 examples. It doesn't need to be one of the 5. However, could make it easier if it was one of the 5.
I just need one.
Yeah, just one vision statement. There's already a mission statement because it was in your DDA plan. But you don't have a specific visions.
We can combine something. Cause I like number 3, but I'd like to add. 1 and 2. You know.
Yeah, how about build a more vibrant,
He's like,
economically
yeah.
successful, community oriented to improve the.
Why did you
retention
number
and
these?
success.
Just make it all one.
That's right.
It's a vision
It's supposed
statement.
to be
It's
a
supposed to be one
statement, not a
sentence.
I see.
You're just too good. They can't choose.
Well, I could see combining to significantly improve the retention and success of Laingsburg businesses to make downtown Laingsburg a destination stop for community programming. I mean, to me, that makes sense. It's a good mission. statement. I'm not saying it's the right one, but,
More
There's a lot of
vibrant
rests in there.
destination stop.
well, okay, I just was using, yeah. Yeah, right.
You got that.
So
So we gotta pass a motion to do this. So we need a motion, right?
Well, we gotta have that.
Excellent.
What do you have? More vibrant business, what do you say?
I basically just read 2 and 3. To significantly improve the retention and success.
And I threw a little bit of one in there.
Yeah, right. Yeah,
2 and
that's
3
right.
with the word vibrant.
Yeah, but-
Ain't that right? That's right. I like it.
To significantly improve the vibrancy. Of.
I'll make it sound good. Okay, 2, 3 with the word vibrant. Got it.
I'll make it sound good.
So,
I can bring it back next month when it's finalized, but I will make it sound good.
As always, you always do. That's why you can't leave.
Gotta move to Laingsburg.
Do you want us to pass it then?
Sure,
Yeah.
it doesn't, as long as I have something to work on, I'm happy with that. So I will come back with a combination of goals in the vision statement.
Get it passed next month. Okay, thank you. Dave, did you have some, just nothing, right? He was just waiting on the sidewalk guy to give him a holler, and then Rosemary has something.
Yeah, so, I got the email about Tiffany's, completion, but we didn't. We have to vote to pay this. Did we, am I? Maybe it's already done.
Is this phase 4?
It's phase 4. Isn't,
As long as it's done, she's done inside the time frame.
yeah, but
Get all of her stuff?
that's, I received this in an email.
Oh, from Kathy? Or her?
No, not from her, from somebody
That's be Kathy.
here who said to her that it would be checked and
I gotta go
we
look
would
at
vote
it,
on it.
Yeah.
and we don't need to vote on it,
Right.
She- as long as,
We usually vote that it's complete and we can pay it and the dollar amount. As long
No,
as.
she
I make a motion to have Mark go look at it. If he's happy with it, we approve it and pay.
there you go.
Second.
There you go. Then you can write the check and I'll
Right.
sign it, she can tell pick up.
If Mark has questions, and we'll talk about it in the next meeting, but he's not gonna be. here.
All in favor? Anyone opposed? There. She can get her money then.
Yeah.
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 Which one is she? Which?
So, the yoga,
I looked at it today.
oh, did you?
Yeah, when, it's the front door.
Right.
Yeah,
I actually looked at it a while ago. It was
She had it on.
pretty sweet, actually.
okay, so you don't need to go look at it, you already looked at it, and- but then I need the actual, so this is February 950, I think was a total, but we approved
I probably won't.
a certain amount of that, it doesn't have the.
That we approved,
Yeah, because we pay a percentage
Right.
of it.
up to 75%,
70.
70%.
Is that on the paper?
No, it's not, it's just, this isn't how I normally get them, I mean, they normally have like the dollar amount, and then it's usually also in the agenda. And we usually
Yeah.
talk about it when it's all done.
Yeah,
So, I mean.
Yeah, I don't even-
figure it out, but
well, didn't we already vote on the amount?
We,
We
when
must-
we, yes,
We approved the-
approved the amount based on their applications, but then we always talk about it once they're
We
done.
usually figure that out, what that is then.
Yeah, it's just not on here.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's why I'm like,